off the floor. I feel lighter, lighter. I'm hooked on this feeling and I'm wanting some more. I can't get enough, got a craving for more. Give me all of that, give me what you got. I can't stop, I can't stop. I keep going up, I'm climbing to the top. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Oh, I was born to go and fly, to fly higher, higher, like a bird up in the sky, on a wire, wire. I'm hooked on this feeling and I'm wanting some more. I can't get enough, got a craving for more. Give me all of that, give me what you got. I can't stop, I can't stop. I keep going up, I'm climbing to the top. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 I want it, I love it, I gotta have it. I want it, I love it, I gotta have it. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I spread my wings, I'm letting go. I go higher, higher. My feet are lifting off the floor. I feel lighter, lighter. I'm hooked on this feeling and I'm wanting some more. I can't get enough, got a craving for more. Give me all of that, give me what you got. I can't stop, I can't stop. I keep going up, I'm climbing to the top. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Oh, I was born to go and fly, to fly higher, higher, like a bird up in the sky, on a wire, wire. I'm hooked on this feeling and I'm wanting some more. I can't get enough, got a craving for more. Give me all of that, give me what you got. I can't stop, I can't stop. I keep going up, I'm climbing to the top. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down.
Hey there, everybody. Great to see you guys.
And it's great our internet is working today.
Hey, that's marvelous. Spectacular how that works.
Yes.
Today's a Tuesday.
Today is Agent Dinner Tuesday.
Tell me more, Shana.
So tonight is our agent dinner, and it's going to be exciting because we're not sure where it is going to be. We really want to have it out at our lake house in McKinney. So that is going to be the plan, I believe. But we're not going to let you guys know until we're going to give it 4:30. So at 4:30,
okay, it's fine.
I will send an email out. It's going to depend on the weather, basically. Actually, let's do 5 o'clock.
Okay, it's fine.
It's a game time decision.
No, the end result is we would like to have it out the lake, but it possibly is going to rain. So that's the default choice. That's where it's going to be unless it's heavy rain.
And then
right
it'll
at
be
that time.
at our Frisco home.
Yes.
So, okay.
So we have to prep and get ready for both, which is awesome.
Which is awesome.
But we're trying for
But
you.
it's fine. We have a new grill. We're going to have burgers. So Mike called it Cheeseburgers in Paradise. And we're going to have cheeseburgers. Yes, we have bunless cheeseburgers. And it's going to be a great time. I hope to see all of you. And just a reminder, your spouses are also welcome. This is what this is really designed to be, is to get your spouse here or significant other so we can all mingle and get to know each other better.
Very good.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So we are reminding people that we are live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter today. And we have roll call coming up next.
Roll call. If you're here, chat your name in, or it didn't happen, right?
Okay.
And if you're new, please chat your name in too. And sorry, the agent dinner is only for agents, our agents. So.
Very good.
Yep.
So the first topic for today is going to be Stacey's weekly update.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll go first. Stacey, looking forward to seeing that. You've been doing a great job with everything recently there. And then we have seller leaseback.
Ooh.
We're going to give a good once-over on that. That's going to be topic number 2 coming up there. Then topic number 3 is going to be the final walkthrough.
Mm-hmm. Just some housekeeping things, making sure that we're following the process, and so you know why these things are important.
We have an optional 4th topic, which is going to be the MLS stating commission, and discuss what that's all about.
That could be a day.
I know. So we're going to kind of go over that one, just dependent on how long the other ones go, and we'll see what that is. Then we have our real estate word of the day, which comes in last, but definitely not least, and that word is collateral. We'll discuss that word. So let's see what else we got here. Shauna, so today is a TNT Tuesday. So or is that Thursday?
Nope,
I don't even remember.
It's TNT Tuesday. Katie kind of led the charge on this, that you share your favorite TNT topic on social media. And it is also agent workshops. So you have your agent workshops today. You guys should all join in and make sure you attend. It's all good stuff. It just continues our training and learning to be the best we can be.
Very good. And today is episode 578. It's a lot of numbers. It's a lot of numbers.
Yes, it is.
And the agent workshop today is going to be innovative farming for today's changing real estate world.
I like that.
And Megan's leading this, so she's going to tell you all about the best tractors that are out there. So if you're looking for a John Deere or a Kubota,
Which we are,
and you're not sure which one, Megan is going to tell you all about that with innovative farming.
I'm going to hop on. I want to know all about farming.
Perfect. Super excited. Megan, chat in your favorite tractor right now. Okay. Perfect. Shauna, you good?
Yep.
All right, hit the bell. Stacey's weekly update. Let's see what Stacey's got for us here. Omkar, it's your turn.
Good morning, Acquisto Real Estate, and everybody joining us for TNT this morning. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. I am thankful for the rain this weekend because we had new sod laid in our entire front yard last week, so the rain is helpful, but I think we're going to have a wet week this week from what the forecast says, so let's enjoy any sunshine that we get. Just a quick reminder, please go ahead if you get inspection reports or anything to do with any property that we have under contract, please go ahead and make sure you forward it to me either at docs@acquistorealestate.com or upload it to Stacey. I want to make sure we're keeping everything in the transaction that we possibly can. And let me know if you have any questions about that. So let's talk about last week. Monday, May 10th through Sunday, May 17th, we had 6 contracts turned in last week. 2 were Jody's, 1 was Hannah's, 1 was Amy's, 1 was Linda's, and Kim turned in a backup. So guys, remember how important those backups are because they can become primary. So hopefully that one will, but good job everybody for getting those turned in. Then we had 2 closings last week. 1 was Shana's and 1 was Hannah's. So way to work hard, everybody. I look forward to this week. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to everybody soon.
Very good.
Wow, way to go, you guys. And backup offer. Way to go, Kim. I'm high-fiving you.
All right, so do backup offers, I'm not sure, did that count into Stacey's, or is that like a separate segment, a separate item?
I think it was a separate item, but
Okay.
just to know. So now we can follow it. And, they're not all going to work out. It's, statistically, they're not all going to work out, but there are going to be some that do. And I think it's a great opportunity to, get in there and win a bid.
All
with
right.
the buyers.
I agree. So we'll track that separately.
Yes.
And Stacey can give us the update on those. I think that's a great update, Stacey. I think that was a really
Very
good
good.
improvement.
And way to go, you guys.
And Stacey also mentioned docs, DOCS, at acquistorealestate.com. By sending it there, what it does 2 things. That's going to be one of the preferred methods is it's going to send it directly to Stacey so she gets it and she's notified. And it also, there's a workflow behind the scenes, and then it uploads it to the web and saves it where Stacey needs it, and it helps her out a little bit. So please go ahead and utilize that, or click in the bottom left, and you'll be able to see how you can upload it directly within the CRM.
Yep.
And it'll go directly upload to Stacey. So please make it easy and get everything in as soon as you can. We're putting a lot of increased pressures on Stacey with the workflow and making sure that we get stuff in early, and we're trying to help and work through all that for you as the agents. So as much as you can help her, that would be well received.
Yes, that would be great.
Awesome.
Okay, ready?
Seller leasebacks. A really good once-over right here we're going to talk about real quick. That is Shana Acquisto. She is a luxury real estate broker. She'll talk all about the leaseback here for us. Who's responsible for repairs? What happens if there's damage? What are the remedies that the buyer has? There's like a lot of things to kind of unpack here, Shana. So
Yes.
let's go ahead and walk through that right now.
So we're seeing in this market that we're doing anything and everything to allow or to, give our buyers an advantage on offers getting accepted. So one of them is the seller's leaseback, offering the seller time to stay in the property. And, there's a few things you need to understand. One, this is a document that, it's after closing, but it's something negotiated in the contract, and you need to discuss this with your client, okay? Everyone needs to understand how this works. Because if something kind of goes sideways during the leaseback, they're going to call you. Yes, they will, at any time of the day. So what I want to point out is a few things in here. One being, what happens if you have a repair needed during the leaseback? This is very important to have this conversation with your client. So in the leaseback, number 14 talks about repairs, and it is underlined. Anytime something is underlined,
It's crazy how
in the
much it's
contract.
underlined.
Yes. So anytime, Omkar, can you pull this seller's temporary
He
lease
has
back up?
that. Perfect.
So, let's go ahead and go on down to number 14, if you don't mind. And this talks about repairs and maintenance. So it is underlined. And like I was saying, anytime something is underlined in the contract, I believe it's pretty important. So we want to make sure that we're paying close attention to this. And what it reads is, you, the tenant, who is the person that's been in the home the whole time, never moved out, is ultimately responsible for anything and everything, okay? So if you have a major disaster, then obviously if it falls under something that could be filed under homeowners insurance, that's obviously going to be the new owner at that point, okay? But everything else falls under the current tenant, who is the previous seller, okay? So I want to make sure that you guys are discussing this with your clients. So there's some questions on the home warranty. Well, the buyer got a home warranty. Why can't they use that? Well, that's not something they have to do. So you need to make sure you're having these conversations in advance, okay? And maybe sometimes people aren't getting a home warranty. So a couple of things to think of. If your seller has a home warranty in place, then they should keep it through this leaseback. And you need to just verify with your provider if you can utilize that during your leaseback. So I think it's going to depend on the provider, but let them know, one, you're responsible for anything and everything. You might want to call your home warranty company and just see if it might cover any minor things as it did when you owned the home, okay? So you don't have any issues. You could also have that conversation or work it into your lease, that if a repair could fall under a home warranty, that the landlord would utilize their home warranty. So it's a really a good topic to discuss further. So if you guys have questions on that, we need to discuss it. But the point is, this has to be discussed with your client, because this could get really hairy if something happened and they're like, well, I don't own the home anymore. I'm not taking care of it. You never told me that I had to take care of it. You need to make sure that you do, so you don't get blamed for that.
You know, so my note here is like, hey, let's think about this for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
We just sold the property, right? And now we have this lease back. And we think like, oh, we'll just throw this lease back in place because it's going to do this, that, or the other, and it's convenient and whatever. But you actually have to go through it.
You do.
You have to explain it. People need to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can imagine, if you're doing a lease back for 30 days, 60 days, whatever that time frame is, that there's going to be things that happen.
Yes.
And then they're going to call you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you explain it, then they'll understand it.
Right. Now,
so the key is to read it,
yes,
to make sure you understand it, make sure everybody's on the same page. Because it's almost like a purchase or a sale, right? Like the transaction and a lease, and they're separate, right? They're two separate things that fall together. So don't act like it's only a purchase or a sale transaction. There's also this whole other thing, which creates a bunch going on with it.
Yeah, a bonus at the end. And you may have this conversation with them in the beginning. They're going to forget it at the end. So my suggestion is, before closing, have a conversation with your client and just say, now let's talk again about the seller leaseback. These are the things you need to be aware of during that leaseback. And these guys never moved out of the house, so things are a little different, right? They've owned this home for a period of time. They're familiar with it. They know what's going on with it. So I understand why this leaseback is written as it is. The other thing is, if you are giving somebody longer than 90 days after closing to stay in this home, it does not go on this seller leaseback. It is a lease, a flat out lease. So if you're giving somebody 6 months or however long, longer than 90 days, it does not go on this. This is only good for 90.
It's like temporary.
Yeah.
That's
temporary.
That says it right at the top. So temporary is considered 90 days or less, or less than 90 days.
And let's talk about deposits when they move out. The condition of the home, is it a wreck? Well, it says in number 9, condition of property. They are supposed to convey that property just as it was before. So if it's not, then you should hold a deposit just for any incidentals, I would say, that happen during that move out. If you don't accept a deposit, you don't have any recourse, really, unless you take them to court. And
what about special provisions? Is that where you become an attorney and start writing all types of stuff in there?
Yes. But there are some things that you could put in special provisions. We do have to be careful. And if it is something that falls into more of a legal, some legal text there, then we need to get an attorney to draw that up. So that's a whole other thing. But
Yeah, I was trying to make a joke there because special provisions, people really don't want you utilizing that to become an attorney, to start putting legal stuff in there. So use the contract as it's meant to be.
So just be careful. If the deposit, I don't know the amount that you should put in there. It really should depend on if you go into that property and they have tons of furniture and kids and dogs and all of that, you may want a higher deposit because you have a higher risk of things happening, right? So you just have to use your judgment there.
Okay.
But just be aware of it, have the conversation, identify these things with your client so they're aware, because they will call you if something goes wrong.
All right, so Stacey brings up a really good point. Thank you very much. Stacey Hendren, client coordinator, living currently in Roanoke, Texas. She says that 60 days is the item that you can normally have if there's a loan on it. Some of the lenders don't want it to go over that. So please be aware of that, potentially creating an issue. That was a really, really good point to bring up there.
So the buyer's lender needs to understand about that, right? So that's a really good point. The other thing, piggybacking off that, is insurance. So if you are a seller, when you close on the home, you will then turn into a tenant and you will change your insurance to renter's insurance. Okay, but if you have a buyer and a seller's doing a leaseback, they need to contact their insurance provider and let them know that there is a seller's temporary leaseback, because if something happens and they haven't told them that, it's possible that the claim would be denied. So it's really important to talk about that with your lender and your homeowner's insurance provider.
All right.
Dilly.
So those are super important items.
Yes.
It feels to me like we should have this form here.
Whew, there's a lot of risk with this.
Initialed at closing.
Again,
like reinitialed.
Yeah.
Right? And I also kind of feel that we should have a separate addendum that we have in here about covering insurance and covering who's responsible for what, and just making sure that they understand.
Yeah. You
what's
know how
going on
there's
here a little
that inspection, get your home inspection. Maybe we should have just a little addendum that says reminders for seller leaseback. You need to contact insurance provider. You need to contact your lender and all of that. So I'll get with Megan and we'll work on that.
Okay. Very
point.
good. Thank you, Shana.
All right.
The final walkthrough. You're close to closing, and now you're ready to go. So we're going to discuss that here with luxury real estate agent and broker Shana Acquisto. We're going to tell you why this is so important, the final walkthrough. We're going to tell you how it reduces liability for the broker and for yourself as the agent, right? And we're going to tell you where you will find all the required forms, and we're going to show you some of them. We're going to share the screen and let you see it.
Yes. So first off, does anyone know the song The Final Countdown?
Okay.
Because every time I see this final walkthrough, that song plays in my mind, like the final walkthrough.
All right. Do you want to sing it for us?
No. Nobody.
All right. Very good, Shana.
All right.
Maybe Hannah could sing it for us.
I think we could both sing it.
Okay.
That would be great. Okay. So this is a document that when you have a buyer and you do your final walkthrough, which I know we all do, if not, we should. That is a requirement that we have, that you must have a final walkthrough with your client. So we have a couple of things. A lot of times recently we're seeing that the buyers are out of state. So they're not here and they're not present to do the final walkthrough. So if that is the case and they ask you to do the final walkthrough, then we have a document for that, a hold harmless document that we had our attorneys draw up. And what it says is, just that. I did not visit the property. I didn't see it in person. I relied on my agent, but I'm not going to hold them responsible if we get there and something happens or they didn't point something out. So we have a document for that. The other one, and these are all found in your template in zip forms. They're both there.
Perfect. And we're going
Okay.
to take both these links and chat them in for you. Producer Omkar is amazing like that. So he's going to give you both of those links.
Yeah. So the next one is your buyer's walkthrough and acceptance form. We want to have this from your client before closing. Before closing, please. We need this uploaded, given to Stacey before closing. So what this says is we're doing the final walkthrough, the date we're doing it, and did they have an inspection or not? So if you look here on the buyer's final walkthrough inspections, the property was inspected or the property wasn't inspected. So we're going to note that on this form before closing walkthrough. So buyer has walked the property. You're going to put the date that they do it. Number 2 is not going to, well, I guess it can apply if your buyer says, I'm not walking this property. I'm just spending $500,000 on the property, but I am not walking it in a final walkthrough. That's fine. Notate there in number 2, but you as the agent walk through that property. You walk through it and just say buyer chose not to, and you are going to walk through it and just make sure that there's not a leak or something going on in there.
There's a lot of things that could happen, whether it's freezing and you have a problem with that, whether it's like storm season and you have something going on.
Yeah.
There could be a water leak that just comes up. When people move out,
Oh, yeah.
there's a lot of things that happen when they move out. So if you're just talking only about leaks, right? People move and all the appliances, when they disconnect anything, the washer and dryer, there's all these shutoffs. There's a lot of potential for problems.
Yes, and the buyer has the right to have another, if they had an inspection done, then have the inspector come out and re-inspect to just, see if the seller made repairs. A lot of times they're not making repairs right now, but it is nice to come in and have somebody look at it and make sure that everything's good to go. Okay, for their own personal knowledge. But just beware, we need this form, guys. We need this filled out. There should be a final walkthrough, either virtual or in person, and protect our clients and yourself. Because if you didn't provide that and something happens, they move in and you don't have this form, they could come back and say, well, I didn't know I could go back in before closing. I didn't know I should walk it. I expected you to, agent. What are you doing for me? So you see where this could go. So this is just another protection for you and your client to make sure that the house is standing before they close.
Yeah. Final walkthrough needs to be done. Period. You as the agent need to see that property because you're buying something.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's up to the client whether they want to see it or not, or accept it kind of like you say, or whatever it is. We're going through different times right now, but that doesn't mean that we don't look at the property.
Right.
We still need to have an idea.
And, a lot of talk has been, do you fill this out if you have a new construction? Why not? Just, if you're going to a final walkthrough with your client, even if it's a new construction, just to have record that you guys did this together, fill it out. Put it in the file. It's not going to hurt.
And that's often a time that you'd pick up like maybe keys or whatever those things are. There's kind of a...
And they should be arranged in advance.
Very good.
Another topic.
Is there anything else you want to go over with that? We went over why it's important, how it
Yeah.
reduces liability, and where you find the forms.
Yep, they're in your zip forms
Perfect.
under the buyer purchase transaction.
Very good. I think
Okay.
that's all good.
Okay.
Hit the bell. Today's real estate word of the day is collateral. That is Shana Acquisto. I'm Mike Acquisto. We're real estate brokers, and we're going to define the word, use it in a sentence, and then quickly discuss it.
Okay, the definition of collateral. In a home loan, the property is the collateral. The borrower risks losing the property if the loan is not repaid according to the terms of the mortgage or deed of trust.
Very good. And then to use it in a sentence, I'll go ahead with that and say that the home's a collateral that secures the note. Okay, like I guess I just use the definition to do this, but like it is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's how it is.
Yeah.
All right. And then to briefly discuss it, collateral is kind of an asset.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Something they hold.
It's like pledged.
Yeah.
And they could take it if not, but it allows them to secure it.
Mm-hmm.
To have some value there and to have some protections. So that's collateral.
Sometimes when people gamble, they'll give like a watch or something as
that's
collateral,
a good point.
Right? So you can kind of think of it that way, that they're putting their house up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Here, if
And
I don't
I'll
pay,
repay
you
it.
take this.
Yep.
Right.
You're guaranteed to pay.
Yes.
Very good.
Okay.
Hit the bell. Well, that's a wrap for us today. That was a new little thing that Omkar put in for us. Thanks, Producer O. I like that one. He's consistently getting better every day. Isn't
We
that
love
amazing?
Omkar.
Are you getting as good as Producer O is every day? Do you see the improvements that we've made from day one with TNT?
Always
And-
changing. I love
Yeah,
it.
and
Getting
hopefully
better.
advancing and getting
Yeah.
better. So are you doing the same thing yourself in your career?
Trying, Mike.
Just
trying.
try to keep up with O. See what you guys can do. Reminder that we will have agent dinner tonight. It is set to be up at the lake. So you all have the address, 8146 CR 860 in McKinney, 75071. So that's where
pretty
we'll
up
be.
there, you guys. So just come up and enjoy the peace and quiet and have a burger and a drink and relax.
It
And
is
let's-
BYOB.
Yeah.
And remember, we'll be there, opportunity to be outside. So, dress appropriately. Sometimes it gets chilly at night when the
Yeah.
sun goes down.
Mhm.
So maybe bring a little something extra. You're always looking for like a light coat or something to cover up with
Mhm.
later on. So, but it would be totally appropriate to have shorts or to wear whatever it is, as long as it's
Just
the weather's
relax.
reasonable.
For sure. So
Enjoy
we hope
yourself.
to see you tonight. If it rains, it will be in Frisco. Just remember that.
But look for that email to come out. We did cover our topics today. Stacey with a great update.
Yes.
The lease backs
Good job.
and final walkthrough we discussed in the word collateral. Remember that we do have agent workshops led by Megan today. She's going over her favorite tractor. So she'll be reviewing that.
Love it. I got to hop on.
Very good.
All
Thank
right.
you.
See you later. It's an accepted offer, so
Okay.
we're counting it.
All right. So it
Good
counts.
job. Yeah.
I'd like to see them separate, Stacey, because I don't know if that works. So pull them out.
Well, I like to see them separate because I like to see who's doing them. I think it's really cool, and then if we keep them separate, then we'll know.
To track.
Hey, yeah, it'll be easier to track, I think.
Okay. Very good. Well, we're supposed to take some pictures right now.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
we're supposed to do.
Sorry.
Get this out of the way. Perfect. Got that one. And we're ready with whatever the next one
Seller's
is.
lease back.
First topic we have got sellers lease back.
Oh, and Shana has the form. So when you hold it up, if you hold it closer to you, it's more in focus. Maybe or no? Away? Don't know. Ready?
Yeah. Now,
Okay. And then we'll get that one without the words on there. So we're holding up the form. Ready, Shana? Perfect. Thank you. What?
I'm not sure.
You didn't like that?
Well, I don't know. I was looking all over. I didn't know.
No problem. I'm sure you got it.
and the second topic is the final walkthrough.
The final walkthrough. Do you have that picture? No?
Mm-mm.
Man. Can we hold up the back of the paper? Just. Okay.
Get it signed.
Mmm.
Yes.
Nice.
Now,
Good job, Shauna. And then wait
We're
one
always
second
off.
here.
When he says now, we're done. So I don't know.
All right, try. Well, get it without anything on there. Good, thanks. Sometimes I see it out of the corner of my eye when it comes out. There's a minor delay between what he does and what
Yeah.
we see.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's why sometimes I'm just a couple seconds ahead.
Okay. Alrighty.
Collateral,
Collateral, yeah.
okay?
I'll give you my bracelet.
Maybe some,
Yeah, you can. Your bracelet.
All right. It's coming up. Now.
Okay. Let's see what we got there. That was good. That was well thought out. Nice
It's
job.
on the spot.
Great.
I spread my wings, I'm letting go. I go higher, higher. My feet are lifting off the floor. I feel lighter, lighter. I'm hooked on this feeling and I'm wanting some more. I can't get enough, got a craving for more. Give me all of that, give me what you got. I can't stop, I can't stop.